Yo, hope that you're staying strong, hope that you're staying safe, hope that you're continuing to improve, to develop, to grow, to continue closing the gap between who you are and who you are capable of being. Now, in this video, I want to share with you some thoughts on how to conquer procrastination, okay? Because procrastination has been my number one problem for a long time. And it really comes down to delaying things into the future, right? It's like, I know what the right thing to do is. I know that I'm supposed to finish up this presentation. I know that I'm supposed to make this video right now. I know that I'm supposed to launch this ad right now, but I'll just do it later, right? So this is something that I struggled with for a long time. Like previously, I would just keep on delaying stuff until it would never happen. So I would say that I've made a massive room for improvement in that, in terms of actually getting stuff done, actually getting stuff out there, actually producing, actually, closing the gap between what I know I need to do and then what I actually do, right? Before, the gap was huge. Now I notice that there are tendencies where that gap is still there, and getting an awareness on why this actually happens is something that has really been enlightening for me, right? Because what I've noticed, like even going back to the times when I was a student in university, is like, okay, I have a paper due, right? The paper's due in 3 months. 1 month goes by. I'm like, okay, I'll just do it next month. I'm gonna get it done so I don't have to worry about it. Then 2 months goes by. I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna wait one more day and then I'll start. And then it's like the last few days, I'm like stressing out, pulling all-nighters, drinking coffee at night, like just pushing myself like crazy, and then actually getting it done within that time frame. So why is it that I delayed for like 2 months, 3 months at a time, and then was able to actually pile all of that into that, short amount of time? Well, in my experience, in my going about this journey, it really comes down to the number one secret to conquer procrastination, okay? It's not sexy. It's not something that's going to change your life. Actually, it will change your life. What am I saying? It's definitely going to change your life, but it's not something that is sexy, okay? This number one thing is a deadline, all right? Now, look at your goals. Okay, first and foremost, do you even have goals? Because for a long time, I didn't even set goals. I just thought I wanted to get in shape, whatever that means. I didn't have metrics that I was looking at. I didn't have the system towards actually closing the gap towards achieving that goal, right? So I meet a lot of people who say that they struggle with procrastination because it's something that I dealt with a lot. It's something that I share my experience with other people so that I can somehow, some way, some shape or form actually help them continue to make those improvements, right? Because nobody's perfect at the end of the day. And we all struggle with procrastination. Okay, I don't know about we all, but I can speak from personal experience that, if everyone just did the right thing over the easy thing every single time, if everyone could just close the gap between their intention and their behavior, then everyone would pretty much be a billionaire with six-pack abs and amazing relationships, right? But that's not the way it turns out, because there are factors at play that hold us back from making that decision that would move us towards that desired destiny, right? So coming back to the framework of a deadline, right? Now, a deadline, in my experience, is the most powerful productivity tool that you can use, okay? There's so many productivity hacks there. There's so many systems, processes you can use. But in my experience, when I set a deadline for something that I need to publish, when I set a date, a solid date in the calendar, knowing that I'm going to do something, right? Like if I have a presentation that I have to make to people, then this is something that I've been procrastinating on right now, right? So I have a presentation on this Thursday. If you haven't registered for it, I'll leave out a link below if you want to check it out. My neck was itchy. But this is something that I've written down. I'm like, okay, I'm going to work on the slides, going to refine the slides today. That was yesterday. I didn't do it. Then I'm like, I'm going to work on the slides today. It didn't happen. And I even procrastinated on this video, which I usually shoot in the mornings, but thus I'm shooting this at night right now. But now as the deadline's coming closer, there's this motivation is getting higher as well for me to actually get it done. So I've noticed in my own experience that I can be hyper productive. Like if I have a deadline coming up, I can get so much work done that I look back, I'm like, shit, I just got fucking 2 weeks of work done in one day because I had a deadline. And then there are other times where I'm just like slacking off, lying on the bed, just like, okay, I'm just gonna watch this new YouTube video. I'm just gonna listen to this song. I'm just gonna take a walk over here. I'm just gonna go eat some food. I'm just gonna keep distracting myself. And I've noticed the correlation between these distractions coming up, between this procrastination and the time of the deadline. So moving forward, for me, like having deadlines, okay, one thing is to set the deadline for yourself, but another thing when you announce that deadline to the world, saying that, yo, this is my objective, this is the date at which I seek to accomplish this objective, and watch me make it actually happen, right? That just puts a lot of fuel on the fire of your own motivation, of your own ability to actually consistently move and take those decisions towards that reality, right? So that's just my experience, that when you set a deadline and you let everyone know around you what that deadline is, then you hold yourself accountable, right? Accountability is really what separates intention from behavior. When you have accountability, then you are able to actually do the thing instead of procrastinate on it, right? That's why people hire like such expensive personal trainers. They're like, yo, at least I'm paying this guy right now. He's going to hold me accountable to actually come to the gym. Then I can be more consistent, right? Now, ideally, of course, we want that intrinsic motivation, right? We want to be driven from within to really, experience that growth, experience that learning, experience who we're capable of being, and have that internal drive where we are not relying on external factors. But these external factors, which in this case is the deadline, right? The number one factor in my experience to really skyrocket your productivity. It's not sexy. It's not a hack. It's not anything that, it has like some crazy appeal to it. It's like, oh, just set a deadline and I'll be more productive. In my experience, that is the case. But whether you actually do it, you set that deadline and announce it to everyone around you, or whether you're going to, involve some other people who are also going to hold you accountable, it really changes the game in that direction, right? So procrastination is something that a lot of people deal with, and just an action step for you right now. Leave a comment below. Set a deadline for your number one goal right now. Okay, a great question to ask yourself is, what is the one thing that if you accomplished would make every other thing unnecessary or avoidable, right? That one thing that is the lead domino, that if you just hit that lead domino, it will create a spiral of events that open up in the way that you want, right? So think about that and set a deadline for it. And when you set a deadline, announce it, whether it's on your Facebook, whether it's on your parents, whether it's to your friends, whatever it is. When you announce it and let everyone know that I've set this deadline, then you have the fuel to the fire of your motivation, and you are that much more likely to actually do the right thing over the easy thing, which is lying on the couch, which is procrastinating, which is watching the next YouTube video and getting stuck in that cycle. Okay, so that's definitely what's worked for me. And really, if that's a takeaway, I hope that you implement it. I hope that you take action on this. I hope that you set a deadline for that number one goal that you seek to achieve. And let me know in the comments below, what is your number one goal that would make everything else irrelevant or unnecessary? Okay, leave a comment below answering that question, and I will see you in the next video.